The fourth point, is it the fourth? No, didn't I just say the fourth? Yeah, it's fifth. uh, Hello. My name is Barbara, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I think there are many things that I have learned so far, and many lessons. Like you grew up, and then you are born, you grew up, and during that process you learn a lot of things from yourself, from your parents, your family, your friends. There's so many things that are on the way that you learned, and I think because of that I wanted to talk about things that I have learned so far, but specifically things that I am grateful that I have learned so far. And so that's gonna be the video about, or that's what this video is gonna be about. So yeah, let's get started. Number one, the benefits of having a daily skincare routine. When I was really young, I started to, so I think around probably like 10 or 12, like between the ages of to 10 to 12, something like that. I started to like, you start noticing things and popping up in your face. You also see a lot of things on TV, and you see like people putting things on their faces and stuff like that. Also, I used to watch a lot of like Korean dramas, and like in the Korean dramas they usually have like this face masks and stuff. And so I started to be really curious about what was all this about. And also I kind of like, a lot of times when they were referring to those things, they were like, I want to have a bright skin and stuff like that, and like I was just wondering what that meant. And so I started to do it, and I just like watch a lot of YouTube videos, and then just like things on internet, and I started to like just have a daily skincare routine. I started really basic. I just like wash my hands. Well, yeah, you're supposed to wash your hands before you put it on your face. So yeah, I wash my hands, but then I wash my face, and then I would just like use toner, and then just like kind of a moisturizer. Back then I didn't know the importance of what is this, the sunscreen. That's the word, sunscreen. And I think that's even like more important than moisturizer. Like everything is really important, but like if there's one step that I want you to do every day, it's sunscreen. So even if you live in a place really cold, like I live in Minnesota, and like I'm not that exposed to sun these days, but I still feel like it's really important to use sunscreen. And so a couple of reasons why I think like there's like a great variety of benefits from daily skincare routine. It is really fun. It is really really fun. Just like playing with products, going and buying them, like just get to know which one works for you, which one doesn't. Also, like if you have friends that also like skincare, you can talk with them about it, and then you have just like another conversation, like topic for conversation, which is really cool. And even if they don't know about it, then you can teach them, and so it's kind of like super cool. It's also um it is also really healthy for your skin in general. You're just taking care of your skin, you're taking care of yourself while you do that too. So you like, I personally feel like so happy after I'm done with my skincare routine, because I just feel like, oh my god, I accomplished something already. I feel like my hair, like my skin just like kind of, it's grateful for it. And so I'm just really grateful that I am capable of like taking care of myself in that way, and that this is something that I learned since I was really young. And another thing is that because you're taking care of your skin and your skin looks more healthy, you will kind of feel more confident in yourself as well. Like when I started to do a skincare, like there were times I have never been prone to breakouts, but like a lot of times, like specifically when it's around my period time, I tend to get like pimples and stuff. And I used to think like, oh my god, this is so annoying and whatever. But after I started to do my skincare routine, I feel like it's less and less and less, and I don't worry that much because I know it's gonna be for that moment of time, and like they have it their purpose, like they're just there. I'm just like, hi pimple, I know you're here, but I'm just gonna act like you are not here, and I'm just gonna continue with my life. So I feel like you just raise your confidence in yourself, and like you just feel more comfortable with your skin. So at least that's how I feel. Second point, or second thing I'm really grateful I know, or I'm aware of now, it's that grades are not that important. I know. Even for me, it's really interesting to say something like this because I was the type of student that would cry over an A minus. I was that type of student. Okay. But I really like when I was really young, when I was in high school, for me having good grades was like meant everything for me. And like I think at the beginning I also thought that had to do with my worth, and like I had to prove something to someone. Like in order for me to be intelligent or to feel smart, I had to get an A on that exam or in that class or whatever. And then I also feel like it was a little bit of pressure coming from myself of like, and like also kind of my peers, because I started to I started to be good at school and do good in my classes and everything, just because I kind of was interested in the topics, and like things were really interesting and resonating with me. And so I was paying attention and I was getting good grades, just not really like really trying. I was just like getting good grades. And I remember once I got an award because I was like the best student in my class, and I really didn't even meant to get anything, but I ended up getting that. And then after receiving that, I kind of felt something inside of me felt like I had to continue onto that standard, because I just felt like I climbed like a mountain and then like I'm at the top, and like I should not get out of there. And it is not like that, it shouldn't be like that, but that's how I was feeling at the moment. And also like a lot of my peers were always like, Robert, you're so smart, and like you know everything and stuff. And even like when they would ask me questions and I didn't know, they would be like, how can you not know? And so I always felt like I had this pressure of like proving myself, and I felt that grades were the way to prove myself. But after like, especially once I came to college, I understood that grades are important, but not that important. Aren't important because if you like want to go to some type of graduate school, or you want to go to medical school or stuff like that, it might be good, to have a good overall, GPA and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that you have to have a 4.0 or you have to like overwhelm yourself because of grades. But yeah, for sure, it would be important for you to have a good grade overall, because that's kind of what shows your academic success. Academic intelligence. I'm not saying it. Intelligence is a broad word. But then if you really think about it, aside from that, grades are not really that important. Like, I stopped caring about like whether I got an A minus, a B, or whatever, because I knew that was not me. Like, a grade does not represent who I am. A grade does not represent what I want. A grade does not represent the person that I can be and my potential as an individual. So why would I care so much about a letter? It is just a letter. So why would I do that? I think when I started to understand that, I actually started to do better at school, and I started to stress less. Because at the beginning, it would be like, I would be interested in the class, and I would like be interested in the concepts that I'm learning, but I would be also so stressed out because I needed to get that A. And I wasn't really enjoying. Like, I was kind of like doing it, but not doing it, if that makes any sense. And like, I just felt like that grade was kind of meaningless because it was just not like a pleasure for me to get that. It was more like okay, you all, here it is. I am smart. But now I enjoy being in my classes and my, like, I just like learning, and I think that's it. You know, if I got an A, good. If I got an A minus, that's good too. If I got an F, that's good too. That means that there's a lot of things that I need to figure out, and that the concepts are not getting in here, and that's all. But grades are not that important. They're not who you are, and they're not gonna, like, basically tell you how successful you're gonna be in life. The third thing I want to talk about is having a friend. I think friends are awesome. um, when I refer to, like, I know a lot of people might be like, okay, Barbara, this is obvious, like, for sure you want to have friends. But what I mean by a friend is actually, you know, what the word means. I think a lot of people tend to have friends and they're not really your friends. Like, you just wanna have people around you, but can you really call that person a friend? Like, are you sure that person is a friend? Friend is a hard, like, a really strong word, on my opinion. And I wouldn't say that everyone that I know is my friend, even if, like, I see them every single day. If I don't have a close connection, a real connection with them, and I don't think they are gonna be there for me when I need it, and that I can't be for them when they need me, and that they really, like, this relationship is not more than just something on the surface, that I wouldn't call that person a friend. So where I'm going with this is that it is important to have a friend. A friend. What the actual meaning of the word friend means. Someone that you can rely on. Someone that is gonna be there to tell you, no, that is not good. Like, I am here to support you and I want the best for you, but that might not be the best. And if you want to do it, go ahead. But I want to tell you that because I care about you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And this is the truth. You need someone that you can just call one day and say, I'm struggling. And you know that person is gonna hear you, listen to you. And, like, they might not have all the solutions, because let's be honest, each person have their own circumstances and things going on. So for sure, they don't know. They themselves don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. No one knows what they're doing. So for sure, we don't have all the answers, but I am here. If you need me, I can listen to you. I can hear your stories. I can give you my opinion if you want it. But at the end of the day, I just want to kind of, like, nurturize your development and your growing into becoming the best person that you can be. And having a friend like that, it's really important. It doesn't have to be someone that it's 24/7 with you, or someone who just, like, have to be there every time you call them. No, we have our own lives. But you know that that person cares, and you know that that person is thinking about you, and you know that that person just wants the best for you. Like, that's what you need for a friend. Someone who makes you feel good, and someone who wants the best for you and makes you be a good person, motivates you to be a better version of yourself. Someone who puts you on the ground and it's able to tell you, this is not right, and this is why, and I care, and this is why I'm telling you this. And I think it's also, like, cool to have someone you can do, like, you can experience a lot, you can live a lot of adventures, and yeah, just growing together. For one, be smart about your finances. So this is a topic that I'm still learning on, to be honest. I am glad that I am aware of this now, and that I can, act upon that. But for sure, there's a lot of things that I don't know. But I think it's really important. What I mean about your, like, being smart about your finances, it's like, know how to make a budget. Like, know that you have to budget. Like, it is important to have a budget in, like, even if you just open a spreadsheet and put month of January and of 2022, and you're gonna put, I spend this is that, and, like, this is the amount of income that I get, whether that it's from work, whether that it's from scholarship, whether that is from, like, my parents, or whatever, wherever that's coming from. It's just good to have something visual where you can see this is how much I'm spending and this is how much it's coming in, so you can actually like keep you accountable for what you're spending on. Like I remember at the beginning when I started to work, I started to, like earn some money, and I sometimes make not the smartest decision and I just spend some money that on things that were not, I don't regret it, but I probably feel like I could have used it more wisely. So I think like having a budget and just having a visual representation of where you're putting your money is really really important. Also for saving, like start saving, and not just saving. I think a lot of times, and I think probably you heard this before, like it's not just about saving, it's also about investing. This is something that I'm still working on, and I'm still like learning a little bit more before taking a decision, because I do think like before investing you do need to have some type of knowledge to make educated decision about your finances. But for sure, like you should save each month one portion of your income. I like saving a little bit just for emergencies, and like I have another fund that I want to start investing, because I think you shouldn't be that like, I don't want to do it. What if this happens? No, they're gonna take my money. No, you gotta. That's what I'm telling you. You gotta first educate yourself, and then make a decision based on what you learned. And just make sure that you're looking for right, like good sources and like people who actually know what they're talking about, because otherwise it can be like a little. So yeah, just make sure that you're looking for the right resources and right people who know what they're talking about. Fifth point is being cool. It's overvalued. We were born originals. Don't die as a copy. So what do I mean by this? So basically, I think a lot of times when, especially I think in high school, I think this is something that happens a lot in high school. I would say we have this mentality of, I want to be popular, I want to be cool, I want to be like, I want to have a lot of friends. I want to, like, just I want people to like me and stuff like that. But I think that's overvalued. Like, what do you want all that attention for? Like, I think I'm coming back to like, none of that really shows who you are, and like how capable you are to achieve things and be successful, and like achieving your dreams. So why would you care so much about someone else's opinion? Like being cool, that type of cool, I just think it's overvalued. I don't really find meaning in it, and I think I'm really glad that I learned this a long time ago. Since I was in high school, I was always really introverted, and I kind of always wanted to have my own space and just have time to like reflect on my things. A lot of people usually like to like hang out and go to like, parties or stuff, and I was okay doing that once in a while, but just having so much time with people sometimes just took so much of my energy, and I just wanted to come back to my inner self. And because of that, I kind of developed this sense of I don't want to be like others. I don't want to be like others. I don't want to be outside doing this and that. And I'm really glad that I had that mentality throughout high school, because I was just so against the idea of me taking out my individuality just to be one of a mass. So and I think that if more people have this type of mentality, we would have so much colors in like in our relationships, in our connections, in the people that we see around, in the groups, because everyone would just focus on being themselves and like bringing new ideas and new topics and new things to everything, and like we would just feel more comfortable being our bodies and being ourselves and be in like this temple that our body is, and like in our mind, because sometimes we have thoughts and ideas and stuff that we think are not right because it's just not fit into the mold that people have of like how you should think like, and blah 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 blah, whatever. So I just think that if you were born as an original, why would you die as a copy? Why do you want to be like someone else? Many people are in love because they're fake. I might be judged for being real, but who cares? It's my life, so why would you mind? I don't know. I think like being that type of cool is just upper value. Being yourself is a real cool. The sixth point is, so the sixth thing is that you don't have to be productive 24/7. This is also another thing, another lesson that I learned actually a few months ago. I tend to be the type of person that puts so much weight on my shoulders. Like, I tend to say yes to so many things. And I think that this point kind of goes a little bit along or hand by hand with saying no. I think saying no is something that I've been working for a while. Like, since I was actually in high school, I had a really good person, a classmate told me, Barbara, you should stop saying yes to everything. Learn how to say no. And I think those words stuck in my head, and I started to be more conscious of what I said yes and what I said no. I still think that that's just something that I'm learning, because there's times that people ask me to do things like, would you like to do this? And I'll be like, yeah, even though I'm like, you know. And so I think this is something that I'm still working on, but it is fine. It is a learning process. And that goes really again to we don't have to be productive 24/7, because a lot of times I would say yes, not because I want to please the other person, but because I felt this necessity of having something to do. You know, I don't know if that happens to you, that I think especially like in the school year, you are really like here and there and you're doing this and that, and then summer comes, or like vacations come, the break comes, and you don't have much to do, and then you feel like you have to do things because you are not being productive. But is it really being productive, or are you just keeping yourself busy? That's the question. So I don't think you have to be productive 24/7. Like, as long as you are doing what you want to do and you are getting things done when you have to. You don't have to have something to do every single hour of the day. Like, there's at least 8 or 7 of those hours that you should be sleeping, and sleeping is a productive thing. So if you want to take it in, if you are one of those persons that just want to be productive 24/7, go to sleep. That's being productive. But there are times that you are like, just want to watch TV, or just want to watch Netflix, or you just want to listen to music, or sing a song, or do whatever you want to do with your time. Like, you don't have to be productive 24/7. I'm not saying that just don't do anything. I mean, if you want to, it's your life, but you don't have to have something to do at every single hour of the day, every single minute, every single second. The seventh thing is, the most valuable gift that the universe has given you is yourself. There's so many things in this world that we can learn, and many lessons on the way, but there's one that I think it's really, 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 really vital and important, and it could even be the most important, is that the most valuable gift that you have, that the universe has given you, is yourself. And if that's true, why are you spending your life doing what someone else wants to do? Why are you spending your life taking care of someone else's opinions? Why do you spend so much time thinking of what others gonna think about you? If you are the most valuable thing you have, why aren't you nurturing yourself? Why aren't you taking care of yourself? Why aren't you spending time with yourself? You know? I think that's kind of like something that I got to understand. I learned a long ago, but I actually got to understand and grasp and like get into inside of me like probably last year or so. Like, I am the most beautiful thing that I have. The most valuable gift that I have, it's myself. And so you should spend more time with yourself, like talking with yourself, understanding yourself. What do you like? If I were to ask you right now, what are your like hobbies, or what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what is one thing that you cannot live without? Would you think so much just to answer these questions? Like, how long would it take for you to answer this normal type of things? If it's taking you so long, what do you think it is that? Is it because maybe you just have too many options? Is it just because you haven't spent much time with you trying to understand what you like and what you don't? I think it is important to recognize those things. Like, I used to spend a lot of time with myself, but I wouldn't ask the right questions to myself. I wouldn't ask me, hey, do you want to do this because you want to do it? Or do you want to do this because someone else is asking you to do it? Is it because your mom wants to wants you to be productive and wants you to do the best in this class? Is it because, do you want to go into this field because this is what people told you that you should be doing? Or is this something you really are passionate about? I think these are the real questions that we should be asking ourselves, and these are the actual right way in which we should be spending our time and energy, not in whatever this person said about me. Like, I don't know. I am tired of spending my time, energy, and thoughts in other people that are not worth it. And I think that's what is beautiful about recognizing that you are you, and you are in charge of you, and you're responsible of you. That means that you are taking control of the situation. You have the power to control what happens to you. Not of everything for sure, but at least the decisions that you make, the thoughts that you have, the ideas that you bring, the habits that you create and keep. And I'm really grateful that I know now. So that was a long video. I did not mean to be this long, but yeah, we'll see how that turns out. If you stayed until the end, thank you so much for watching this video. Personally, just doing these videos for myself, just to see how, like, just to express my ideas and things, also to kind of explore that creative side of myself. So, but I really appreciate you staying until the end and just listening to me talking. If you want to watch more of my videos because X reasons, you can also subscribe. But thanks for staying until the end, and until next time.